Not as good as Bill is at this, but I thought I would try my hand at the eating flapping video. Good afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on a, well, that was right on schedule. 2:24 in the afternoon on a Wednesday. Anyway, I'm going to leave the window open. I have some things to eat and a drink, and there is a McDonald's Diet Coke, small, and on the recommendation of William, that is old 64 Goat, a couple of these. So let's just bite into one and see how good they are. Bill says they're good. So, oh, it's warm, I'll say that much. Flaky. Good. I thought I would do this. I thought I would do this because I haven't done an eating video for a while. I went to visit Gary this morning, Rebel 9668. He and I had been chatting back and forth on I think it was the last video I made or whatever it was, on the comments. And when he came and picked up the Fisher, he had mentioned that he had a Philco console radio, I think a 1936 model, and 630 was the 630X was the model number. And he had told me then that he thought about bringing it, but he knew I was kind of pressed for space. Well, while he was here, I told him, I said, well, you know, I got the garage. But I really got to thinking, I have a spare bedroom. So I thought, you know, I got room for it. So he had commented on that, and he said, you know, you're welcome to it if you want to come get it. And I said, well, or even he said he'd even bring it if next time he was up this way. So I thought, what the heck? I've been wanting to go to Gary's, visit with him, because he's all the time coming up my house, and I never go down there. So I set the phone up with his address and headed that way this morning. Now I didn't get any napkins like you did, Bill. Trip down was pretty uneventful. I did do it on my dash cam. I might intersperse some footage from there. I don't know. Just depends. But I visited with him a little while. Saw the Fisher and listened to the speakers he got. They sounded really nice. Better than ones I had. But and he showed me a few other things he had. And the Philco was in the living room there, and there was a bigger Philco in there with it. He played that for me. He said that played pretty good. So now I don't believe the one he gave me works, but that's what I'm all about anyway, is fixing. So that will be fixed. Now I told him that I would not be able to get to it for a while. I want to get the Hitachi, Bill's old Hitachi done, and the one he gave me, Gary gave me, the Sentinel. I want to get both of those done before I even think about working on the Philco. And by the way, the Philco is still in the trunk. it did fit in the trunk. I was kind of worried about that, but just barely. I may try to get it out this afternoon. I don't know. Then again, I may wait till Kylie's around. She can help or whatever. At least if I can get it up, get one end out, I think it would probably come out pretty easy. I'll just back it in next to the garage and put it right there in the garage. Easy peasy. But like I started to say, after on the way back, I thought, well, I don't have a photographic memory or anything like that, so I had to set my phone up to go back, and everything was fine at first, and then at some time during the trip, the phone announced that it had lost the GPS signal. That's something you always want to hear where you don't have no idea where you're at. Anyway, it was one of those basically follow the same road for 8 miles, and it was during that time that it lost the signal. So I just kind of basically kept going north, and eventually the cell phone found its signal. So luckily I was where I was supposed to be, and I was pretty near home actually at the time it did that. So that's that. Now, another item that we were out in his garage looking at some stuff, and he was showing me, he's got radios all over the place, as I do. And he was showing me the stuff he had out there, and he had a Sony. It's in the back seat. I haven't got it out yet either. He gave me that. He said he had 2 of them. He said he didn't need both of them. So he gave me that. Now it's a solid state model. It's not a tube, but so you know me. I like transistor radios anyway. It's more like a table radio, I think, though. Anyway, that is that. And I don't know really what else I'm doing. I'm watching these guys over here work on the CSX, working for the railroad. I almost got the donut sticks. That's something new there. But like I said, Bill recommended these apple pies, and he wasn't wrong. They're good. So, well, looks like they're done working. This is the same place I usually park. I'd say technically probably this land does belong to the railroad, but I'm sure they don't mind me sitting here eating my lunch. Now, as for today, not really sure how I'm going to spend the rest of the day. I had a bad night last night. I stayed up till 2, got up at 7, so I probably get sleepy sometime during the afternoon. So far I haven't, but I had a comment from Terry, Texas Viking. about VideoPad. He said he had used this for the free version for I think 4 or 5 months, and then it stopped working. I think what I'm going to do is start a thread on the VideoPad forum, basically telling them that's what I'm doing. That I basically have a paid version, but I'm trying out the free version for people that try to help people, you know, make a YouTube video about it and things like that. Because a lot of times they'll suggest things, you know, and stuff like that you know, we're pretty good on our support and stuff. I've never had any problems getting through and finding out what I need to find out. So anyway, I think I need to find a new place. I was just too busy up here. Either that or turn around the other way where you can see the traffic. You don't see nothing behind me, you just hear all this noise. I don't know if I mentioned, in fact I probably didn't, the other night when I said Kylie had just left, I meant to tell you that I had borrowed her. It was an evening that she didn't have to work after school, and I asked my daughter if she could go with me to get groceries for the week or whatever. And so I had to basically pick her up at her car there at school and take her back to her car, because she's only allowed to drive to and from school or to and from work. So that's what I did, and that's why I said, you know, she just left. Anywho, that's that. I think I'm going to, I mentioned this in the dash cam video that I took, but I think what I'm going to do on Bill's Hitachi radio, being as I've looked at those little battery clips, little springy battery clips, I think they are going to require a slightly different approach on the circuit board or phenolic, or what do you want to call that stuff. I'm going to try it like it is, and if I can't get satisfaction there, then I'm going to try to make another piece and put another rivet in it and redo it. I don't like the way the rivet is, number one. It's too close to the piece that I'm, you know, the little spring clips, and I had to notch that one out, the one I'm trying to put in there. I mean, it's not touching, but, you know, it might at some time in the future, and I don't want that to happen, so short out the radio and burn the radio up. So I will be looking at that a little closer and seeing how I need to do that. So I don't know what else to say. Not that I'm at a loss for words, but when I have this much going on in front of me, I have a hard time thinking. I know you guys are saying, yeah, you have a hard time thinking anyway. Yeah, I probably do. I know Carl mentioned that I say whatchamacallit a lot, and I do. It's just when I'm thinking of something else, I'll you know, my brain's tied up doing that. I lose my train of thought what I'm doing, and a lot of times I'll just say whatchamacallit, and I never do tell you what I'm talking about. I gotta quit doing that. That's not good video habits, I don't think. So anyway, I don't really have a lot else to say. I'm done with my apple pies. See, I was about ready to say my picked up my prescriptions next door at CVS there. They had me down for 2 vitamin B12s, which did not make any sense to me. I mean, you know, I really only need one. I could have went ahead and just not said anything and paid it and had the extra in there, but I just, you know, sometimes they need to know, you know, they're doing things like that. And I mean, it's, you know, it's vitamins. It's not like it's something it's really restricted or anything like that. But so anyway, they got it straightened out. I guess the doctor had called in a new prescription for the one I had requested a couple of weeks ago, actually. So anywho, that's that. Got that straightened out. I'm all set to go. What? There's a line over there now. I got in, there was just 2 people. So I like that. I told Gary this morning when I was going down there, I told him I'd be there between 10 and noon. Just barely made it. I think it was around 10 till 12 the time I got there. I had to do laundry. Had to wait. Well, I had to take my pills at 10. I could have took them early if I was ready to go, but I wasn't, so I didn't take them early. And, you know, get a shower, get all that stuff done, you know. Of course, that's, you know, I do that while other things working. But anywho, like I said, I really didn't think about it too much. I think it was around 11 o'clock time I left. So that's about right. I think he said it takes him about 45 minutes to get home. So I did see a bunch of different ways I could have went. And, you know, I knew that from looking at it last night. I'd stayed up on the computer last night to about 2, trying to plan my route out. But, like I was telling Gary, I like to know where I'm going ahead of time. Even though I have GPS, well, just like coming back, you know, I lost the signal. Well, if you lose the signal, you know, what happens then? So, I like to know ahead of time, you know, just, I had a general idea of where I was going. And things that were coming up on the road signs, highway numbers, things like that, were making sense, and so I was comfortable going down and coming back. There was 2 times I could have went a different way, and I would have known where I was at, but I was already past both of those places by the time the GPS lost its signal, or the phone lost its GPS signal. So this is the stuff that you hear in the background. So, you know, that's, I think I'll just turn around and do that for a while. That'd be kind of neat, huh? Try to get a little better image of it. There we go. So anyway, you can see the traffic and you can hear me. How's that? Because I'm going to put my sunglasses on. I have, I'm ophthalmologist, whatever they are, told me years ago to wear sunglasses if there was any kind of sun. Keep my chances for macular degeneration down, so I try to do that as best I can. It's not really sunny, but it's bright out, so you know what that goes, how that is. So anyway, I thought the tube, the 50B5 would be here today. It's actually scheduled for tomorrow. But Bob's getting impatient. But it was in Indianapolis yesterday, and it left Indianapolis at 1:27 a.m. this morning. I thought, well, okay, where's it going if it doesn't come to Seymour? So that was it. Never saw any more about where it went or anything like that. But like I said, it's scheduled for tomorrow, so I guess I'll get it tomorrow. But I think the Postal Service does that sometimes. They get ahead of themselves, and I don't know if they don't want their prediction of what time it's going to be inaccurate or what, but I don't really think it matters that much. But I think people would be more impressed with something arriving before it's due than to just, you know, go out of your way trying to make it arrive when it is due. That's just the way I feel about it. So I may be wrong totally. I could be. I usually am. So I have that tomorrow. I still need to do the tubes I did clean that bench off a little bit, but then I piled it up right again. I was trying to work on that Hitachi last night, but I need to get some of that stuff cleaned out really good and make some better room for things. So that will, you know, have more room to. There's what I got to do and started doing was getting some of the boxes that were up on the shelves down from there, because they may only had 1 or 2 things in them, and they need to be eliminated. Not the box, but you know, taking valuable space up on the shelf. I need a good place to put the empty boxes so they don't take up space on shelves, like I said, and then that way it leaves me stuff that I need there. But I was at a loss for the springs at first, and then I rewatched the video where when Bill sent me the radio, and also the I got a high wave AM shortwave radio about the same time that needs a switch, and so I got the switch and the springs the same day, according to Bob. And sure enough, he was right. But I said, okay, I know where they're at now. They got to be in that highway box, which they were. I got the highway box down, and sure enough, there they were. So I found those, no problem. But they are just not exactly what I thought they were. And like I said, I'm gotta rework them or something. I'll make them work. There's no problem with that. I think what I'm gonna do is head on back to the house. Got my lunch ate. I don't usually eat lunch. I've said that many times. But this morning I ate so early, my noodles, I ate them a little after 7, that, you know, I was feeling hungry. After that big ride and, you know, all that stuff I did. But, anywho. So you guys have a great, great day. Thank you so much for watching, and you know what? We will see you.